Have you ever experienced a night that shifted your perspective? A night that revealed hidden depths in someone you thought you knew? This is the story of one such night. A night that transformed my boss into my hero. It's a story about leadership, empathy, and the surprising ways we find connection in the face of adversity. Get ready to be inspired by the power of human connection. This is an unforgettable night you won't soon forget. Mr. Thompson, that's what we called him. He was the CEO of our company, a man known for his sharp mind and even sharper suits. He was always composed, always in control. He commanded respect, but he wasn't someone you'd expect to see rolling up their sleeves to help in a crisis. To us, he was the boss, the figurehead of the company. Little did we know, beneath that polished exterior resided a heart of gold. It was a typical Friday evening. The office was buzzing with the anticipation of the weekend. We were wrapping up a major project, the air thick with the scent of coffee and nervous energy. Deadlines loomed, but the mood was light. We were a team, working together towards a common goal. None of us could have predicted the events that were about to unfold. The night was about to take an unexpected turn, revealing the true character of the man we thought we knew as Mr. Thompson. Suddenly, the building shook violently. Lights flickered and died, plunging us into darkness. Panic surged through the office. An earthquake, a tremor strong and unexpected, had hit the city. Confused shouts filled the air as we stumbled around in the dark. Fear was palpable. It was Mr. Thompson's voice that cut through the chaos. Calm and steady, he directed us towards safety, his composure a beacon in the darkness. Section 5. Beyond the Call of Duty. A leader emerges. As we made our way down the darkened stairwell, Mr. Thompson was like everywhere at once. It was as if he had an innate sense of where he was needed most. The stairwell was crowded, filled with anxious faces and hurried steps, but his presence brought a sense of calm amidst the chaos. He helped colleagues navigate the crowded stairs, offering a steady hand and words of reassurance. His voice, steady and composed, cut through the panic, guiding us step by step. Each word he spoke seemed to carry a promise of safety, a beacon of hope in the dimly lit stairwell. He checked on everyone, ensuring no one was left behind. His eyes scanned the crowd, always alert, always vigilant. He moved with purpose, his actions deliberate and thoughtful. It was clear that he was not just thinking about getting himself to safety, but about the well-being of every single person around him. He even carried an injured coworker down several flights of stairs, his face etched with concern. The weight of the situation was heavy, but he bore it with a strength that inspired us all. His determination was unwavering, his compassion evident in every step he took. In that moment, the CEO title, well, it just faded away. He was no longer just the man in the suit, the figurehead of the company. He became something more, something greater. His actions spoke louder than any title ever could. He wasn't just our boss, he was a leader, a protector, a true hero. In the face of adversity, he showed us what true leadership looks like. It's not about power or position, but about the willingness to step up, to be there for others when it matters most. Mr. Thompson's actions that day left an indelible mark on all of us, a testament to the kind of leader he truly is. Section 6. Breaking barriers from colleagues to confidants. We huddled together in the street, shaken but safe. The night was cold and the air was filled with a mix of fear and relief. We had just escaped a potentially dangerous situation and the reality of it was sinking in. The streetlights cast long shadows and the distant sound of sirens added to the surreal atmosphere. We were a group of colleagues, but in that moment, we were more than just co-workers. We were a support system for each other, united by the shared experience of a harrowing event. Mr. Thompson, still the epitome of calm, organized help and contacted emergency services. His composed demeanor was a beacon of stability amidst the chaos. He took charge, ensuring that everyone knew what to do and where to go. His leadership was not just about giving orders, it was about providing reassurance and a sense of direction when we needed it most. He was the glue that held us together, and his actions spoke volumes about his character. He made sure everyone had a place to go, a way to contact loved ones. He moved from person to person, checking on their well-being, offering words of comfort, and making sure they had the means to reach out to their families. His concern was genuine, and it was clear that he saw us not just as employees, but as individuals with our own fears and needs. His actions created a sense of community among us, and we felt a little less alone in that moment. He even offered me a ride home, noticing my trembling hands and tear-stained cheeks. His offer was a lifeline, a gesture of kindness that I desperately needed. As we drove through the quiet streets, the events of the night replayed in my mind. I was grateful for his presence, for the way he had stepped up and taken care of us. It was in that car ride that I began to see him in a new light, not just as my boss, but as a compassionate and caring individual. During that car ride, the barriers of hierarchy dissolved. We were no longer just boss and employee. We were two people who had gone through a traumatic experience together. The conversation flowed naturally, and I found myself opening up to him in a way I never had before. We talked about our fears, our hopes, and the things that mattered most to us. It was a moment of genuine connection, and it changed the way I saw our relationship. We talked not as boss and employee, but as two people sharing a harrowing experience. The conversation was raw and honest, and it felt like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. I realized that he was not just a figure of authority, but someone who cared deeply about the people he worked with. It was a revelation that brought us closer, and I knew that our relationship would never be the same again. He listened with genuine concern as I shared my fears and anxieties. His empathy was palpable, and it made me feel heard and understood. In that moment, I knew that I could trust him, not just as a boss, but as a confidant. The experience had broken down the barriers between us, and it had forged a bond that would last long after the events of that night. It was a turning point in our relationship, and it marked the beginning of a new chapter in our lives. Section 7. The Power of Empathy. A Lesson in Leadership. That night, I learned that true leadership isn't about titles or positions. It's not about the accolades or the recognition one might receive. Instead, it's about the quiet moments, the decisions made when no one is watching, and the genuine care for the people you lead. Leadership is about understanding the needs and emotions of those around you and responding with kindness and compassion. It's about empathy, about stepping up and showing care for others, especially in times of crisis. When the going gets tough, a true leader doesn't shy away from challenges. Instead, they face them head-on, providing support and guidance to those who need it most. Empathy allows leaders to connect with their team on a deeper level, fostering trust and loyalty. Mr. Thompson's actions spoke volumes about his character. He wasn't just a figurehead, he was a beacon of hope and strength. His ability to inspire and motivate others was unparalleled. He led by example, showing that true leadership is about being present and engaged with your team. He wasn't afraid to get his hands dirty, to put the well-being of his team above all else. Whether it was staying late to help with a project or offering a listening ear to someone in need, Mr. Thompson demonstrated that leadership is about service. It's about putting others first and ensuring that everyone feels valued and supported. He taught me that leadership is not about power, but about service. It's about making a positive impact on the lives of others and creating an environment where everyone can thrive. By serving others, leaders can build strong, cohesive teams that work together towards common goals. His example ignited within me a deeper understanding of leadership, one rooted in compassion and courage. I realized that the most effective leaders are those who lead with their hearts, who are unafraid to show vulnerability, and who prioritize the well-being of their team above all else. This lesson in leadership has stayed with me, guiding my actions and decisions as I strive to be the kind of leader that Mr. Thompson exemplified. Section 8. Everyday Heroes, Finding Inspiration in Unexpected Places. The earthquake was a stark reminder that life can change in an instant. It also revealed the extraordinary capacity for courage and compassion that resides within ordinary people. Mr. Thompson might have been our boss, but that night, he became so much more. He became a symbol of hope, a testament to the power of human connection. His story reminds us to look beyond titles and appearances. Heroes can be found in the most unexpected places, often disguised in suits and ties. Section 9. Share your story. Celebrating acts of kindness. We all have our own Mr. Thompsons, those unsung heroes who inspire us with their kindness and courage. Who are the everyday heroes in your life? Share your stories in the comments below, and let's celebrate the power of human connection. Your story might just inspire someone else to find the hero within themselves. Let's spread kindness one story at a time.